Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today I'm jumping into the past and having a look at the planets from a few years back. With Frontier saying they're going to reimagine the planets for the Q1 update of next year, it seems like this is as good a time as any to have a look at the planets as they used to look before all the nerfing and all the other sometimes unintended damage done to the planets. Now this moon here is Ariel, and I'm sure straight away you can see the differences in graphical quality compared to what we have now. This was taken back during the beta process of the original Horizons release, so around about early December of 2015. Down on the surface you can see a gorgeous sound-like quality which extends up some way among the ridges and in other places is scattered across the peaks. Speaking of peaks, Ariel was always a place to go and find very sharp ridges and very harsh mountainous outcrops. Of course, these were buried amongst the gorgeous mist, more or less enshrouding the complete moon. But clearly, the most impressive feature of Ariel was the massive ridge that ran across much of the surface. This thing here is multiple kilometers high. I believe it was somewhere in the region between 20 to 40 kilometers, and there you can see it disappearing off into the distance and over the horizon. You can, of course, visit Ariel now as long as you have a soul permit, but you'll find that the moon looks very different now compared to what it did back in 2015. Now 2015 and early 2016 was when the Great Expedition, the Distant Worlds Expedition, took place, and there were tons of gorgeous locations, and I'm going to show you a few of those during the course of this video. And yes, at times the mist got so thick that it was a true challenge to navigate. The beauty of the Elite Dangerous galaxy has always been the sheer vastness of it, and with that vastness has always been the hope for variety. Now it still does exist out there, but you really have to push yourself to try and find it. This then is something that will hopefully be initially addressed in the first phase of the planetary updates coming in the Q1 update of next year. My hope is that we'll get a return to locations like this one, and hopefully something much better. Of course, with the Q4 update, better shouldn't be a problem, as supposedly the focus of that is very much about improving planets, exploration and many other needed mechanics. This planet right here isn't too far away, it's within the inhabited bubble, and it's Altai's 7. Unfortunately, it doesn't look anything like that anymore. Now, one of the things about the Distant World 3302 was the waypoints. Many of them were extremely impressive locations, and for those of you who were around at the time and either watched the video or come along on the expedition, you will no doubt remember the mountain climb. Now, many of us attempted this climb, but only a few of us made it to the top. The climb was extremely treacherous, many SRVs were lost along the way, and of course there was no way to recover the SRVs because we were thousands of light years away from any station. Now, I forget precisely how high this mountain was, but it was pretty tall to say the least. Now, planetary coloration is not the only thing that's been hit hard over the previous years. Both terrain and geometry are also nothing like they were originally. Now, please don't get me wrong, this video isn't an attempt to bash the planets as they are now. It's really a reflection on how things once were, with a hopeful eye on the future to see things much improved. Eventually, after quite a few hours, we did ultimately make it to the top of this mountain. Now, if you'd like to check out this climb, then I'll link the original video in the description below. I believe that video is close to 2 years old now. A part of the reason then that I wanted to head back and check out this old footage and check out these old locations is to really convey a sense of the appeal for exploration down on planetary surfaces. Now, many people may point out that planets are dull and boring and repetitive, but that really need not be the case, as you can see right here. And it's finding unique and special locations like the ones I'm showing here that really is very much a part of the appeal for many explorers. But in order for this to hold any meaning for any explorer or indeed any other player, then variety really is key. And unfortunately, this is something that's really missing from the game at the moment. In fact, it's been missing for between 12 to 18 months, ever since the original beigification happened, as well as the loss of geometry and varied terrain down on the planets. And for many players who have joined the game in that time, then there's a good chance they would have never seen sites like this. But the point of this video really is twofold. One, it's a look back at the past, and two, it's a hopeful look towards the future. Take hope that even from orbit, planets will once again look like this and even much better. Of course, exploration isn't just about finding wonderful sights, it's also about gameplay mechanics, and that's something that is severely lacking at the moment, and it's something I'm going to look at in future videos. Frontier Community Manager Dowler Masseri has mentioned that Frontier are soon going to be engaging in discussions with the community about the future designs of the game. Now, it's not clear at the moment at precisely what phase in the design that these discussions will take place, but hopefully it will be early enough that players will be able to have a positive influence on the outcome of whatever designs of Frontier decide upon. Now, right here was an ice world. This was located in the NGC 7822 Nebula, and it had some rather fantastic rolling mountains and rolling hills. But what I would really like to see is Frontier providing tools for us to find locations like that, as well as locations like this, without simply having to rely on eyeballing everything from space or from orbital crews. Planets then are a feature that many of us really do enjoy when it comes to Elite Dangerous, and I, along with many other people, are really looking forward to seeing the direction all this takes in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.